Hello and welcome to Mindful Living, where we explore the art of living with the intention, balance, and inner peace. I am Avik, your host, guiding you through conversations on health, meditation, mental well being, mindfulness, and the mind body connection. Each episode features expert insights to help you grow, heal, and thrive. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us on this journey to a more mindful and fulfilling life. So, let's get started.
Hello and welcome, listeners, to the Mindful Living podcast, where we blend the art of living well with the science of thriving. I'm your host, Sana, and today we are diving deep into a topic that affects us all, especially as we gracefully glide through our 50s: vitality. Now, imagine waking up every day with a spring in your step, bursting with energy, ready to conquer whatever life throws your way. Well, our guest today has not only imagined it, but lived it. Meet our inspiring guest, Adrienne Simons, a remarkable individual who just a few years ago found herself dragging through the afternoons with energy levels that barely hit a 5 out of 10. But instead of resigning them herself to fatigue and frustration, she made a bold choice to reclaim her vitality. Through determination, research, and some transformative lifestyle changes, Adrienne turned her life around, and now she's on a mission to help others do the same. So, listeners, get ready for a lively conversation as we explore how to unlock our energy potential and live life to the max. So, Adrienne, welcome to the show, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
Wow. Thank you so much for the amazingly warm welcome. And I'm honored to be here on your show as well, too. I look forward to this conversation we're going to be having.
Lovely. So, Adrienne, if you can take us back to that pivotal moment when you realized you needed to make a change in your life, what sparked that transformation?
It was at my lowest point when I found myself sitting in my garage, a bitterly cold January morning.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know, after midnight, and it was maybe 20 below zero. It was just one of those really cold winters. And I remember it was so cold, it took me 10 minutes just to get dressed up, just to get layered. And, I was smoking in the garage beside me. And I
Mhm.
have a cigarette in one hand, I have a marijuana joint in the other hand, and I'm freezing. I'm literally freezing cold. And I just burst out crying and I just said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I said, God, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like the path that this is taking me down to, and I just can't do it on my own. I just can't seem to be able to find a way to climb back up on my own. I need help. And for me, I will always say it was that moment because shortly thereafter, I started noticing some just changes in how I'm kind of thinking about the same things. I'm just thinking about them a little bit differently. And how I'm thinking about it is more so towards, okay, well, this is maybe a little bit more healthy compared to if I stay this way, this is kind of where it's taken to me and look where I am right now. So for me, that was my pivotal moment.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing it openly with our listeners. So, after that moment, Adrian, when you realized, you became mindful that yes, I have to make some changes. What were those changes that you implemented, and how it had the biggest impact on your energy levels?
Mm. I had to change everything around the daily lifestyle choices that we make as human beings.
Mhm.
And that is what we're eating, what we're
Mhm.
drinking, how we're moving our bodies, how we're managing our thoughts, how we manage our feelings, how we're connecting with other living beings, how we're
Mhm.
resting, how we're sleeping. So I realized through my journey of transformation that it's not just one thing. And it's not just a one time and done. It
Mm.
is a continuous journey in
Yes.
respecting my body, listening to my body, and giving her what she needs. And when I say my body, I mean my physical body, my mental thoughts, my
Mhm.
my mental wellness, my emotional wellness, and my spiritual wellness. So for me, I realized again, and I'm still, it's ongoing. Okay, you know what? I am understanding now. I'm understanding now why I'm feeling better because I'm listening and I'm more in tuned to what
Mm.
my body is telling me that she needs. I've learned that, and I've learned to pay attention. That's what I've learned. And that's kind of where my journey of recovering my energy started from.
Wow. Wow. That's really, really transformative, Adrian. Very, very powerful for our listeners to know about. And when we talk about aging or the life after 40s or 50s, many believe that it inevitably, naturally, somehow leads to a decreased vitality. Somehow we start to accept our low energy levels, and we believe that, okay, this is how I'm getting old, and this is how my body is responding.
Mhm.
So could it be possible that our mindset plays a more significant role than age itself?
That is such a fantastic question. And absolutely, the answer is yes. Absolutely, the answer is yes. Our minds are so powerful, and we don't realize that we give over to our minds, and sometimes our minds kind of want something else for us, and that something else is not always for our best health and wellness. So yeah, if we can get our minds
Mhm.
really aligned with our vision, our why, if we can really get our minds to wrap around that,
Mhm.
that's a good start to say, you know what, okay, you know what, we're working together. We're working together. But a lot of times it's like, yeah, you know what, I know I should get up and move. Yeah, you know what, I know I shouldn't eat that. Yeah, you know what, I know I don't like the way I've been thinking and I need to kind of really change my thoughts, but I keep on looking at the same kind of thing on social media and it's taking me down a hole. Our minds, if we can get our minds to say, you know what, okay, this is not serving me any good. This is not really taking me towards the vision of the kind of person I want to be. So, yeah, you know what? It starts with the mind. It starts with our mindset. Once we get our mindset in line, it's like, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get everything rolling because the mind is saying, you know what? Okay, you know what? When the other things kind of come in the way, I'm strong enough now to say, you know what? I know how to knock you down because I have a purpose and you're getting out of my way. I've learned to jump over, go around, go under, but I'm not going to let those things that hold me back. I'm not going to let them continue to hold me back because my mindset is saying we're on the same path.
That is so revealing, Adrian. Wow. So, can you share some of the surprising benefits and some of the practices you took up, and the benefits that you have experienced since boosting your energy levels?
For me, it's been a while now because I've kind of adopted this lifestyle for a few years now. But for
Mhm.
me, it started with sugar. For me, sugar was the first thing that I was willing to say, you know what? I'm gonna start with sugar. I know, yes, a lot of other things are as important, but for me, it was what can I do to reduce my sugar intake? So, you look around to what's currently in your cupboard. That for me was okay, this is my spending habits because this is what I like. I look in the fridge, and slowly but surely, once my mindset wrapped around it, I just started not buying it. I just
Mm.
started not buying it. So it was, no more of the pop. What do you call it? Like soda pop, Coke and Pepsi and whatever. I stopped that. And then it was I stopped the juices. Yes, I know orange juice and Fruitopia. No, there's stuff in there, and I stopped that as well too. So I got my body kind of in tune to that. And then I kind of at the same time, it's like, well, let me start a little bit more movement. And so not the gym yet, but let me just start maybe walking around a little bit more. And so, I kind of started building up that muscle. And then once I started in seeing, what, I'm feeling a little bit more energetic. I'm feeling a little bit more energetic than I did last week. You know
Mhm.
what? This exercise, I wonder if it's the exercise. I wonder if it's because I'm drinking more water and less sugar. And so for me, I started putting the one and the one and the one and the twos and the two and the threes together. And it's like, oh, oh, okay. Okay. Based on what my research is also saying, because the
Mhm.
research, it tells us, you know what? Eat more plant based foods. Cut
Yeah.
out the processed foods. Cut out the sugar. Our biologies weren't meant for that. If we give our biologies what our bodies were in tune to, our bodies will give us what we need, and that is energy. So for me, when I read it, and then when I actually put it into practice with myself, when that light bulb goes on, it's like, you know what?
Yes.
Okay, more exercise, more energy. If I eat more of this, more energy. If I eat less of this, more energy. So for me, it's like, you know what? When I started seeing what
Mhm.
I wanted, and that is, I need more energy because I've got a life that I need to kind of keep up my energy consistently, not the burst and the falls. So for me, it was every time I kind of realized over a couple of months, okay, you know what? This is what she needs. I kind of realized this is now going to be implemented into my lifestyle. I have
Mhm.
to now make it into a habit, which turns it into an automatic lifestyle for me. So for me, when I saw the benefits when I started feeling my increased energy consistently
Mhm.
without the coffee, without the pop, without the processed foods, and my energy kind of lasted longer, I realized, okay, you know what? It's what I'm reading, what I'm researching is absolutely making sense because it's
Yes.
working for me.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. That is so, so energetic. But yes, let's say we have discovered it. We got it realized. We got it figured out. I think the most difficult part, and that too, with respect to aging, is the consistency. So, how do you maintain motivation and consistency in your wellness routine now, Adrienne?
Wow. Wow, that is such a great question. And you know what? Sometimes when I'm kind of, you know what, man, I just want to go to McDonald's, man. Just
Yeah.
want to go to McDonald's because you know what? It's quick and it's easy. And you know what? You'll always remember the taste of, and for me, I got to be honest, it was a Big Mac. It was the fries as soon as they come out. And for me,
Yes.
it was a strawberry shake. I'll always remember that taste whenever I allow myself to go there. But for me, it's like my why. Hey, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I will do the McDonald's. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But the majority of the time, because I know that it boils down to what does my body need, not what does Adrienne want.
And
And most of us go through life based on, hey, what's in it for me? It's all about me. And all about me, a lot of times, is not this. not the healthiest lifestyle choices, but it's all about me. But it's all about me. That's just kind of who we are. But when we are ready to make that shift into, okay, that way has resulted in me looking like this. I'm 47 years old, and wow, look at me. Maybe when I look at other individuals who are in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and they're
Mhm.
all saying, you know what? If you make just a couple of little lifestyle changes and give your biology what your biology needs, guess what? Guess what? You can move from how you're looking today to maybe
Mhm.
how you want to look a year from now. So, Santa, it's to me, it's about becoming aware of tuning into your body. But
Correct.
that's I could really for me that's something that I advocate on. That's something that because I've learned and I've realized, you know what, you're right. If as long as I listen to her, as long
Mhm.
as I listen to her, I'll be okay. It's when I say, I know she's telling me, and I still go the other way. But yeah,
Totally get that. Totally get that, Adrian. Okay, in a world that often prioritizes productivity and hustle culture, Adrian, how can we redefine success to include our well being and vitality, particularly as we age?
I mentioned it previously. It boils down to, it'll always boil down to why we want to, the quality of life.
Mm.
At the end of the day, it boils down to what is the quality of life you want for yourself now? What is the
Mhm.
quality of yourself, that you want for yourself a year, depending on how far you want to look out. If your why, if your why, if
Mhm.
your why, for me, my why has always been, I want to live a long life. I really want to live a long life. And I want to live a long life with vitality. I don't want to live a long life in a lot of aches and pains and low energy. I want to live a long life, but a long life with vitality and strength. That's one of my whys. I want to be around for my grandkids. Absolutely. I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines. I want to be right there when I'm 70s, when I'm 80s, when I'm 90s. If I need to be there in the playground, I want to be there in the playground as well too. To do that, my why is I need to make sure that I'm building a healthy body. I need to make sure I'm building a healthy body today if I want to play with my grandkids tomorrow. If I want to still be able to travel in my 90s on my own and be fit and still travel up a mountain and go on an hour hike. Because you know what? When I was in my 50s and 60s and 70s, I built a healthy body. So for me, that's my why. I believe that if everybody figures out what their why is, what's your why for getting you up every day? What's your why? Everybody has a why. Once you figure out that why, okay, dial back now. What do I need to ensure? Okay, I need to ensure that I'm healthy. What are some of the small do? So be in this hustle and bustle world, with so much going on, and you want to kind of make sure that you're weaving it in.
Right.
We all know, Sana, we all know, we've heard it before. This is not the first time. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything new to anybody in your listening audience. We all know we're supposed to eat healthy
Correct.
foods. We all know we're supposed to get a good amount of exercise, even for 20 minutes a day. We all know we're supposed to get deep restorative sleep every single night. We all know we're supposed to cut down the screen time a couple of hours before it's time to go to sleep. We all know we're supposed to get outside and spend more time in natural light. Even when it's overcast outside, it's better than the artificial light inside. We all know that. We all know that. You know what? I know I've been sitting in front of my computer for the last 6 you know what, let me just call Uber because I can't be bothered. You know what I'm saying? So we all know that, but their why. We don't have a why. We don't have a why that's strong enough to kind of overcome. Let me just call Uber. So that's how so many of us are living our lives, and we wonder why we're tired, why we're fatigued, why we're brain fogged, why we're moving slow, why when we just walk up a couple of steps, we're huffing and puffing. Why, you know what? We can't get up and dance like we used to. And we're only 52 years old. You wonder, oh, the pain, oh, the pain in you. Oh, the pain in my knee. Oh, the pain in the back of my neck. We wonder why. Okay. Un- Listen to
Well,
your body. Listen to your body. Listen to
that,
your body. We're not paying attention. We're not paying attention. We're not.
that is a hard hitting fact. And I think it's the biggest question for all of our listeners. First of all, what's our why? And we need to listen to our body, ourselves. So great, great. That's really a great conclusion, Adrienne. And finally, if our listeners they want to connect with you, gain some wisdom about working on their vitality, how they can do that.
Thank you. Yes, they can reach out to me at energyforlife.energy. That's energyforlife.energy.
Great. We'll have the details mentioned in the show notes. And Adrienne, thank you so much for such an illuminating and energetic discussion on how making conscious lifestyle choices and listening to our body can transform not just our energy levels, but our entire outlook on life. So, listeners, as we wrap up, remember that the path to vitality isn't a one size fits all approach. It's about discovering what works for you and embracing the journey with openness and curiosity. And I think Adrienne is, she gives us the best example we could have. So, if you are feeling inspired to take that first step toward unlocking energy potential, don't hesitate to reach out or explore Adrienne's resources. You can refer the show notes in the along with this episode. And until next time, let's keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible as we age and live boldly, joyfully, and with purpose. Stay vibrant, and we'll see you soon again.
Thanks. Bye.